Hey, what's up, y'all? Happy New Year. I'm finally back. First off, cheers to you all. And yes, I'm still rocking the New Year's theme. I mean the Christmas theme, not New Year's theme. The Christmas theme. Um, always be kind. That's the message I'm evoking today, and also my all red. Um, Again, Happy New Year's, y'all. I hope y'all been having a good New Year so far. It's been crazy, right? With the bombing, the I've been reading up on it, but vaguely the ISIS related bombing in New Orleans. So to everybody out there in New Orleans, you have my thoughts and prayers. To now California with the fire, that massive fire that's going on, you guys have my thoughts and prayers, and I'm praying for you guys and pulling through. To the father that got the guy that got shot on New Year's Eve, and the girl I think that was kidnapped or killed too. Just New Year's is just literally somebody. It's funny because it's funny, not funny. Now for y'all that watch the podcast, and then there's people that have yet to listen or coming on to listen. When I say things are funny, a lot of times I mean it as it's more ridiculous. But if you laugh, like, when you laugh at something because you're like, this is just fucking stupid. It's more of like, this is fucking ridiculous. So, somebody had posted right before the new year had started that the new year is going to follow, the first day is going to be Wednesday, second day of the new year is going to be Thursday, and then Friday. So WTF, what the fuck? And literally ever since then, you literally look at the news or you look at something, it's like, what the fuck? So that's the kind of year I feel like we have right now. But I hope you guys are having a good day. I've been gone, y'all. So, and the reason why is just because I started working overnights. I have a new job, hotel security. Don't like it, but it pays the bills for right now. Obviously, last time we talked, I had quit TSA about over a year ago, just because I needed to move more into my career. But this last year I ain't had much success, so I'm not too egotistical enough to get a job because I got to pay the bills. And like the Bible says, a man that don't work don't eat. So this past year has been pretty rough, or last year I should say, not this past year, but last year was pretty rough. And I was doing the show, and then the last like 8 weeks of the year, which I'm owed to you guys, I didn't do anything. So this upcoming year, I'm hitting the ground hard because I started this. For y'all that don't know and may have watched previous episodes, I've kind of hinted at it. Years ago, when I was like 16, I started this show. It was a different name. I think at the time I called it the Sunday Sessions or something like that. And it never stuck, and I never knew what I wanted to talk about. Then years later, when I moved down here in 2018, I finally was like, okay, let's get back into it. But I still wasn't. It wasn't what I wanted it to be still, or how I wanted to orchestrate. Like, I think at the time, I think I had this name for the show, which was the Analytical Eye Show, and then I just still was talking about crap that really I didn't care about, and it was never nothing that I wanted to continue to talk about. It was just stupid stuff, and so I was just like, nah, I don't want to talk about crap that doesn't really mean anything either. Hold on one moment. Sorry, I need to just make sure of something. Okay, my apologies. As y'all know, it's just a one-man crew here until I can finally start getting things up and running, because I have some big plans for this year for this show. I just need to find some people and filter out some stuff, because I have a little bit of stuff going on. But then finally in 2000, I think it was 2020, the first episode that I officially went with was Ice Cube and Trump, and how everybody was like, oh, Ice Cube, you're working with Trump, why, how could you, and things like that. And I just said, this is something I need to talk about. Y'all not about to talk about my man Cube. So I got into the Analytical Eye Show. I literally didn't have lighting. I didn't have nothing. I literally hung a light bulb, like one of my tall lamps, the ones, the just regular lamps that are in the corner of like your living room, those tall ones. I literally put it up over my railing at my old apartment complex. I had one cheap little ring light or something. I was trying to find all the lighting I could to get it working. And I said, I know what I want the show to be called, the Analytical Eye Show. It's got to be that. That's what it is. Because I always talked about I'm an analytical thinker, things like that. I said, hey, I have an analytical eye. I'm always able to see this perspective, and my perspective, and still understand and respect everybody's beliefs and choices. And even if I don't understand them, I respect them enough to hear you out. So a lot of times on the show, the only key word you guys will maybe hear me say is I hate racist white folks. I hate racist white folks. Other than that, I love everybody. I respect everybody's points of views. Odd things, I ain't gonna lie, I do call people stupid, but let's be real, nobody's really stupid because we all have our own points of views and perspectives and things. And like I said on a previous episode, we don't have to like each other, we don't have to accept each other, but we damn sure have to respect each other in our perspectives and our thoughts and our minds and everything that has to do with every one of us that lives on this earth. Because there's a reason why there's 8+ billion people on this earth. If that was the case, God would have just created one of us, and that's it. So fast forward to then, now I got the show up and running. I'm supposed to technically be in my 5th season right now. Like, we're 2020, I started this show in 2020. And then COVID was happening and a whole bunch of stuff was happening, and then I just wasn't really dedicated. I still am not dedicated. And so this year, we're trying something different. I'm going to hit the ground pavement running hard. Now, initially the show was uploading every Sunday. And that was actually hard because I was working at TSA at the time. And then once last year came about and I finally got back into the show, which should be technically last year should have been season 4, I was like, let's do every Wednesday because it gives me enough time. My off days usually fall around that time, midweek anyway, and I have to always work weekends, so let's do Wednesday instead. And I was doing pretty good, but still not quite. So this year, I'm going to be doing not a double entendre, but I'm pushing myself to the max because I need to get back into this. I'm going to be uploading episodes every Wednesday and every Sunday. And I'm going to probably do 2 to 3 episodes every single Wednesday and Thursday because I need to catch up. I need a hammer. I'm literally spending half of this year knocking out the rest of this season 2 for you guys. The rest of this month is literally dedicated. I'm going to try to dedicate the rest of this month of January and maybe February to season 2. After that, February and March is season 4, is season 3. Then season 4, and then I want to start the end of the year, season 5. Now, I think I got some co-hosts about to join the podcast, and officially it won't just be me talking because I understand some of y'all may not like to hear what the fuck I got to say or tired of hearing just my perspective, and you be like, if I was on here, I'd say this, that, and the third. Now, obviously right now, in this show's early success, I'm gonna say, I don't have the popularity or reaching the amount of people. I wouldn't even call it popularity because I'm not trying to look for popularity. I wanted to reach people and spark conversations. So I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff, finding me some more producers, finding me some more some co-hosts that I love. I think I have 2 people already in mind that are definitely not alike from me at all. That are definitely different from me. They're not alike. They're completely different from me. And I think one is on board. One is pretty much intrigued and on board. We just met at my new job, hotel security. And then I have a family friend. He's technically not a family friend. He's just family to me. And I trust his own different, unique perspectives and opinions, and we're always talking. So stay tuned. Definitely by season 5, some shit is really about to start drastically changing. You're going to see a lot of improvement. I'm also about to start doing just straight audio podcasts and moving over to Apple Podcasts and setting up that. And also Spotify and shit. So I got a whole bunch of shit coming up. It's just this year, I really am going to be hitting that ground hard. But I was able to script write and finish my 2nd movie script last year. I'm working on my 3rd, which I really love. I submitted to a competition. I didn't win. I think I maybe mentioned this on the last couple episodes. And I just uploaded three episodes that were meant to be uploaded last year, but I never uploaded them because I was running out of space and just a whole bunch of crap was going on in just a lot of stuff's going on. But I'm back, better than ever. We're going, and I'm here now. I'm here. I'm gonna find a way to push through. It's a lot. But I hope y'all having a good New Year so far. I hope that you guys had a good Thanksgiving, a good Christmas, a good Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, whatever the fuck you celebrate. If you don't celebrate nothing, I hope you had a good holiday or nothing at all. Hopefully you just had a good day and you're able to wake up and smell the roses. But so far for me, it's been doing pretty good. My oldest sister had her 4th and she says final child. It was a girl, so she has now 2 boys, 2 girls. It was boy, girl, and now girl. So there's that. Um, Pretty much everybody in my family's, by the grace of God, is alive. Thank you. So I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Still with my boo. Last year was rough for us. Some things I caused within our dynamic, and just, but we're getting better, back strong, better than there before. But he's sick, and now I feel like I might be getting a cold or something like that. But who knows? But today we are going to be talking about, and I got a list of stuff, y'all. I've been like, when I literally sit up here and I'm looking at like what to talk about on this, do this. What am I going to talk about? So let's leave off from where I was, right? Because the last couple episodes, I was like, oh yeah, I think I had mentioned vaguely the election, things like that. So a lot of shit has happened since the last time I saw y'all, because I filmed those episodes in October, and they were supposed to have been uploaded throughout the end of October into November, and I was going to continue on. So obviously we've done had an election happen, tax season is coming up, holidays done happened, the whole shebang, right? So obviously we know Trump is going to be back in office. A couple things I got to say about this. Get his ass in and let us get his ass out. Let's just put it like that. Did I want Trump in office? No. Now, I've kind of hidden this fact because I was a little bit not sure how people were going to embrace, but thank God for a woman named Miss Pat. She's a comedian, fellow podcaster, and just an actress, amazing. And if you don't know who she is, you got to check her out. Check out her podcast, check out her sitcom, her court show, and definitely check out her comedy tour. She's booked a whole bunch of dates, and she's going to be in Orlando again. Can't wait to see her. She taught me a lot to just not give a fuck. So let me lay it out here for y'all. And I may have said this before, but I don't know. So if you haven't, you may be able to confirm this or not with me. A lot of times, like I told y'all, I don't even look back at these episodes. I literally go through, just add the credits, and then look for the fun fact section where it's almost like a dedication, which I may change it from fun fact to dedicating this episode to. And so I literally just add that shit and then upload it. Because I don't want to look at, oh, I said that, ooh, that's cringy, ooh. Somebody may try to, quote unquote, cancel me, or ooh, this, that. Don't be afraid of the ridicule. Whatever the fuck I say on the show is meant out of love. It's not out of hatred. It's not out of pure evilness. It's not out of anything underlying tone. It's literally shit that's on my mind to say. And if you don't like how I say it, if you don't like what I said, that is your fault. That I have nothing, and like Miss Pat always says, there's always other podcasts or people you can click on and watch. You don't have to watch me. I appreciate you watching me, but you don't have to if you don't want to or you get tired of me. But a lot of times you'll be back. You'll be back. But anyways, so the election happened. Trump won. Part of me was just like, give him his fucking second term so he can just fucking get in and get out and just be done with his ass. I voted for Kamala Harris, but I had a feeling that she was going to lose. Part of me was holding out that dear hope, and I even said on my podcast, oh, she's going to win. Partially, I think, because I was like, yeah, okay, because she's a black woman, and I want her, I want to see that in office. And I think I may have said this before there's ever a white woman in office, or an Asian, Mexican, I want a black, our first female president should be the black woman. I don't give a damn what anybody got to say. I'm biased because I'm black, it is what the fuck it is. I want to do this episode, but and this is where my mind gets sidetracked because I'm not just black, I'm mixed, if you really want to know. Yeah, so Kamala Harris lost. I kind of felt that in my gut at the end of the day because I was like, oh, I hope she wins, but it was always that cringy feeling in me. Only because if you look at the election when Biden and Harris run versus Trump and who was Trump running again in his second term? Oh, he was running with, I think he was running still with, who's the dude that he tried to hang at the January 6th? Pence. There we go, Mike Pence. I think they were running mates together in the 2020 election or whatever like that. 2020 election. From my understanding, the uproar and the uprise to get Trump out of office was monumental. Like they turned not only the Senate but the state of Georgia blue. I think they even had Arizona and Nevada and all of those battleground or swing type of states blue. Everything was blue. But this time around, it was the complete opposite. And a lot of people like, oh, well, the reason why Kamala Harris, because look, all those 20 million votes or whatever that wasn't there before with Joe Biden, they were all illegals, they were dead. That's actually not true. They just didn't vote, number one. So stop believe in conspiracy theories. Number two, if you look, this Trump, from the time he started his election after Obama got out of office, when he ran against Hillary, he got about the same amount of electoral colleges then as he did when he ran against Biden and lost, and then ran against Kamala Harris and won. His popularity vote has always been in the mid-70-ish million range. He's never exceeded that. It's been 73 to 75 million in all three times that he has ran. So his shit hasn't changed for him. The reason why I feel Kamala Harris didn't win was because those 20 million people just weren't unsure. They didn't want to vote. They didn't care, and the uproar wasn't there. Like, I remember Stacey Abrams, sorry. She was like hammering out getting people to vote in Georgia. Like, a lot of shit was going on, but I feel like a lot of people didn't vote. This is my personal opinion on how I feel. A lot of people, especially in the black community, I'll say this. People were not feeling that Kamala Harris was for the black people. It was all about women's rights, women's abortion rights, and all this stuff like that. And that's great and everything, but it was still people that felt marginalized and left out. And that's why she lost. But with what she had and the amount of time she had to do it with campaigning, she did. My hat is off to you, because I could have never did that. That was a lot, too, especially how all that shit happened where they were acting like, oh, Biden was he was not sick, he was not this, he was not that. And what I understood was that he was only supposed to be in there for a first term. He was only just supposed to get moved on from Trump, and then he tried to decide to stick around instead of moving out. And one thing that this guy, I think his name was Stephen A. Smith, he said so eloquently. Now, why the hell do people always got to text me when I'm on this podcast? How disrespectful can they be? And the only reason why I leave it on is because just in case it's an emergency. But don't worry, it's my boo. But I'm not going to stop, because I'm on to something. Stephen A. Smith has said it best, that when Obama ran, I think back then he had mentioned that they wanted to get Hillary to run. But the overwhelming support of not just the Democratic Party, but literally America, they wanted Obama in office. They wanted change. And that's why Obama had, I think 100 million people voting for him. Like, his popularity was that high for the amount of votes he got. And then his electoral college was like, low or high 300 range after all the votes were counted and the electoral colleges voted and everything like that for both elections against, the first one was with John McCain, I think it was, and then the second one was Mitt Romney or whatever his name was. The overwhelming support to have Obama in office a change. And that's the problem that Democrats don't understand and don't have. And the Republican Party too, but they understand it more than the Democratic side. The Democratic side wants you to, oh no, this is who you gonna vote for us. This is what we choose. Because the lobbyists and everything like that. And I think we should get rid of lobbyists. I think we should stop having these billion-dollar corporations influencing on our politics. I.e. Elon Musk is at the top of the fucking list. I don't understand how that is the case. Jeff Bezos, what's his name? The dude that owns Microsoft, Bill Gates, everybody that is in the upper echelon of the 1%, they should never, ever be involved in politics. Because you're looking out for yourself. You're not looking out for people that are everyday citizens like us. I don't really call us working class, because some of us, the working class to me means there's a middle class, and to me personally in America, there is no middle class. You either rich or you poor. And not even poor, you po. Because we out here fucking trying to work to survive. We're just survive day to day. But anyways, he said it right. Stephen A. Smith said it eloquently. For me, it was that they tried to hold on to Biden, and it just didn't work out. It didn't work out, and they tried to cover it up until they couldn't the debate. And I didn't even fully watch the debate, but I saw some clips, and I was just like, oh, it's low. But I was still gonna vote for Biden. I was like, okay, anything's better than Trump's ass. But anywho, I digress. I move forward on that. I just didn't feel like Kamala Harris. Looking back, I was like, I was really optimistic. Like, she gonna win. There's no way. Not in the sense of like. See, the thing was, I remember, it was funny, when Trump first won the election, and I think I told the story, I was going to a school, and the name was NCAS, No Community Arts School, and everybody would sit up there when Trump won. I already knew Trump had it in the bag. And when he won, everybody, I remember going to school, we had this fucking ridiculous ass assembly, and they were sitting there boo-hooing and crying. I'm like, y'all realize we're in America, right? They were not going to allow this white heifer to take over this country before this racist misogynistic, sadistic, asinine white man does. Come on now. Come on. And the overwhelming rah-rah for Trump back then was crazy. But I felt it was more smaller now. Much more the way Trump was campaigning was not he didn't have much to campaign on. In a sense of like he drilled into everybody, built the wall, all he had everything going for him. And this time around, it was mainly just about just trying to get back in office and spewing just ridiculous lies instead of coming up with slogans and mantras and chants and really like a brand of racism. You see what I'm saying? So I kind of felt like maybe Kamala Harris, she may have this in the bag. But there was still a little part of me that was like, I don't know. But obviously the election is what it is, and obviously Trump, you don't see us attesting it like your dumb ass did because you are a weak, whiny wimp of a man, and it can't accept defeat when that happens. But at least we can move forward from your ass after you get out of office, and we know these next 4 years are going to be a hot ass mess. And my thing is this. Am I worried? I wasn't worried about Trump then, and I ain't worried about his ass now. And he gonna do what he gonna do. He's already doing. He's already hot messing it up right now. So that's what I expect him to do. And like I had mentioned in 2016, if I was 18 in 2016, I would have voted for Trump over Hillary, just because I know what I was getting with Trump over Hillary, and I was just time to move on from the Clinton people. It was just time to move on from Clinton and all that shit. So yes, and I stand by that decision to this day. And it was kind of, I would say, it kind of was a little for me to get on this podcast and actually admit that. But yeah, I would have voted for Trump because at least I know what I was getting. A lot of times you say the lesser of the two evil, but in this case, I knew what devil I was facing. Versus the one, I knew Trump was going to be racist in office. I knew he was going to be asinine in office. I knew he was going to try to be a dictator and all that shit. But like they say, keep your friends closer and your enemies even closer. And it's like, I know, how does that apply to him being in the highest office of the land? At least I know what I'm getting with him. At least I know what I'm dealing with him. He ain't going to play in your face. And even though he tries to, he does a very bad job of it. And then I was like, okay, well, Biden coming in, cool. We can move past. And then when Kamala Harris came in, I was like, I don't really know, but at least it's different, you know? So let's go ahead and try to get her in office. But I think that if she had a much bigger time to campaign and focus on a lot of different issues, she would probably be in office. But at the same time, it was too much focusing on one thing, which was women's rights, and that was the focal point, which nothing is wrong with that. But it then left room for so much other stuff to be left by the wayside, which then didn't allow other people's voices to be heard. So those 20 million people that did not vote, that voted for Joe Biden, a lot of people saying, do they think they were ready for a female president? They weren't. They're too racist enough for a female black president. America is. And on top of that, let me not even say America, because we keep getting caught up in this America. First of all, there's a North America, Central America, and a South America. So let's say the United States of America is too racist for a black female president. Let's call it for what it is. Just like slavery was genocide. They always talk about the Holocaust was genocide. Yes, that is true. But slavery was also genocide as well. So let's call a spade for what it is. A spade is a spade. America's too racist for a black female president. It's not going to happen. That's number one. Number two, a lot of people just didn't feel like their voices was heard. They was too busy questioning what her motives were, what she was planning on doing. And she tried to distance herself from Joe Biden, but not fully enough to establish her own identity. And there was too many fucking celebrities out there trying to tell us, if we don't do this, this is going to happen. First of all, at the end of the motherfucking day, no matter what Trump will do, at the end of the day, there will be a core foundation of America that will never change, that the forefathers have set in motion. And Trump and none of these other motherfuckers nowadays is doing that whole... they got that Project 2025. Then now all that shit's gonna be able to work out. I promise you it won't. Trying to get rid of the IRS and the DHS administration head and all that other shit. A lot of that shit is just not gonna be able to happen. It's not gonna happen like that. It's really not, especially without a fight. There was one thing that I did want to mention that I keep forget that slipped my mind. Of course, everything fucking slips my mind when I'm talking on this podcast. But I did not vote for Trump, and I was never going to. And what changed my mind then to now is just because. Oh, this is what I was gonna say before I forget. To all those lovely Trump supporters, those MAGA supporters, the Republicans that are too wimp of a person, not a man or woman, just a wimp of a person, that were running through that damn Capitol with your gas mask on, worrying about those motherfucking terrorists. We're going to come and kill y'all, but now y'all done changed y'all minds on some shit and acting like, oh, they were just doing their civic duty, their American duty, they were fighting for their country. So stupid, but they forget they were the ones that were being chased out of the Capitol like punks. It's so funny to me how y'all sit up here and say Trump didn't lose the election, especially these MAGA supporters. Trump didn't lose the election. He didn't lose the election. So if he didn't lose the election, why are y'all naming him the 47th president? Wouldn't it be that he be still the 45th and then Biden isn't even 46th president? I noticed that while he was campaigning, it says 47. You keep drilling into everybody's head, Trump, that you lost the motherfucking election. But if that was truly true, and you know in your heart of hearts that it was not true, why are you not the 47th president? Why are you considered the 45th and the 47th president? Wouldn't you just be the 45th? And Biden would not even be, he'd be obsolete out of this? Because there would be no 46th president because you won the election against Biden, right? So then why are you calling yourself the 47th president? That's just something I just want to spew on MAGA and Republicans and Donald Trump supporters and things like that. Just wanna let that marinate on your soul a little bit, cause make it make sense. The math ain't mathing where you figure that Trump lost the election. The election was stolen from him, but he's the 47th president when he was the 56th, 40. He was the 47th president when he was previously the 45th, and then there was the 46th, which was Joe Biden. So some part of y'all know that this shit is wrong. But you still want to spill out all these conspiracy theories. What is that one that's called QAnon and all the other shit out there that just spewing out conspiracy theories and lies and shit that just makes no amount of sense. Instead of just saying, yo, you lost this election, dog. You win some, you lose some. You know when to hold them, know when to fold them. It just Biden just was able to outbeat you. He was able to outsmart you. And everybody that worked together in each of those states where you needed the 11,000 votes or you needed the one vote or you needed this and that and the third, you was calling people up and you got caught on the phone calls. You sat up there and got caught with your hand in the motherfucking cookie jar and you couldn't eat the cookie and you was mad about it. I don't even know if that makes sense, but it makes sense to me as I just said. That's all I'm saying. But hey, kudos to you, Trump. We didn't attest this because we're doing our American civil duty. We allowed the results to be the results, and you won. So now shut the fuck up and get in there and cause all the hell that you about to cause and get the fuck on up out of there, okay? That's number one. Number two, I like to see, and it's a good thing. I think, the way I look at it, I think it's a good thing Trump got in office. Let me tell you the reason why. Because everything that he said that he's going to do in his campaign is not working again. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I gotta find a red. Hold on, y'all, because my lips. Give me one moment, y'all. I'm so sorry. Okay, y'all, sorry, because y'all know I hate when that lip stuff gets on. I can't stand that shit. Everything Trump said that he's going to do in office is unraveling before his eyes. He promised to I'm going to lower the price on food. Then he gets in there, after he wins the election, I don't know if I'll be able to actually really do that. That's not a guarantee. Then he said, I'm going to be the peacemaker like he is G.O.D. himself between Palestine and, Israel or whatever like that. How you going to do that? How you going to get two countries that's been beefing for centuries to be on one accord? And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm on the side of the Palestinians. From what I've read, even just on Wikipedia alone, my teacher was in school like, you're never supposed to trust Wikipedia because that's opinion-based. I found all the right answers on Wikipedia thus far for the last 15 years. And from what I read, it sounds like the Palestinians were in the right. And a lot of times when you got this in your skin, this on the surface is oh, they're the ones that are right. White ain't always right. Just gonna say that. And oh, obviously you're anti-Semitic. I ain't never said I was against Jews. Never said anything like that. I'm just saying from what I've read thus far, and it's not just on Wikipedia, I'm talking about other articles and even Google's own Gemini, it sounds like motherfuckers, white people specifically, and I'm not saying Jews, but it seems like they're Jews, or Israel's or whatever, like they're coming over to take over land that was not theirs to take in the beginning. Just saying. So, just gonna put that out there, but it ain't really none of my business because I'm not a Palestine person. I don't know what it be called because I'm American, so I'm not a Palestinian, and I'm not a Israelian or whatever you want to call it. So I'm not in that fight, but peace in the Middle East, like the saying go, peace in the Middle East. But Trump, you can't, that ain't gonna happen. So it is what it is. But at least now we can let Trump get his election on and keep moving on. And he done won his election. He done moved on. Now he can stop being a crybaby and a wuss about it. But the dynamic that Trump did run in, where he was doing all these podcasts and things, like a lot of stuff is just coming out. Oh, this is why he won this and the third. I understand it. But also, people are more ready to have a racist white man in office before they ever have a woman in office or another black person in office. Let's just put that out there. So it is what it is. Take it, leave it at the door. America's still gonna be America. And at the end of the day, a lot of people didn't harbor on the election because let me tell you the reason why. True Americans, true United States citizens, they had to get up and go to work the next day. Bills are still due on the 1st. Rent, food, water, gas, electricity, insurance, everything. Bills still due. Trump winning is not going to stop our lives. Taxes is still going to be due. My child still has to go to daycare or school. I still have to worry about grades and cooking and providing. What you want me to do? Sit here and whimper and whine, oh, Trump, woo, and get over it. It is what it is. And if you're allowing somebody that you ain't never gonna even met like Trump affect your daily life because he won, woo. Ellen DeGeneres left the country. Okay, bye, Felicia. Like, I don't care. Some people can't afford to do that. And no judgment. I'm just calling it like I see it. Some people left the country. Oh well, all right, bye. What you want us to do? We still here in this life. And I don't put my faith in Trump. I put my faith in God and Jesus. Thank you very much. That's why I put my faith in myself. Trump ain't gonna dictate how I live my life. No matter how many sanctions he wants to put, or redlining, or zonings, or whatever the fuck he wants to do to every state and county in America, and just marginalize black people and anybody else that's not white. No matter what, I'm gonna still be doing me. At the end of this earth. At the end of my time on earth. I'm still gonna just do me. It is what the fuck it is. And let me tell you this. Some people, I'll say this, and I understand that some people, they're so dead against voting Democrat that they have to vote for Trump. And that's the part I don't understand, but I respect it. You have your beliefs. The guy that I work with, his name is Prakash, he voted strictly for Trump, I think he said in the election, 2018, I think, first or whatever. Or he's a Republican, just because his parents are first generation immigrants, and they come over illegally. And then he said, literally, I'm all for the wall, and I'm all for stricter immigration laws, because my parents came over here the right way, and then they get to come over here and just start doing whatever the fuck they want to do. And I agree with that. They come over here and get all this assistance and shit, when Americans like me, when we're down on our luck, or we're in school, or we're doing this, we can barely get that assistance, and if so, we only get it for a limited time. And we have stipulations on how long and what the requirements are to even to get that assistance. But these motherfuckers can come over here and get what the fuck they need. And then my perspective is this. People say, oh yeah, this country was built off on the back of immigrants. That is true and not true. Let me tell you, and let me explain this last thing to you, and I'm gonna let this episode go. This country was built off the back of immigrants. But not only immigrants. slaves. Slaves aren't immigrants. Let me explain to you what I mean. An immigrant is someone that comes over from another country to a country, i.e. America, and out of asylum, refugee, whatever it is, even though they were forced out of that country, or they just wanted to come and move to America just to have a life in America. No, they have no issues with their home country or anything like that. They just want to live down in America. So they apply for citizenship, whatever it is. Whether you come over from your home native land willingly or by force, meaning you take yourself out of that situation and you come over here like out of danger, refugee or asylum, that's immigration. When you're stolen from your native land and then brought to a different land and forced to work, bear kids, enslave your kids and your kids after that, and deal with the stuff that Africans that have now turned to blacks have had to deal with, that's not immigration, boo-boo. That is slavery. So let's get it right. The country's foundation was built off the backs of slavery. The country then benefited and was built the building was built even more from immigration. Africans weren't immigrants, they were slaves. There's a difference. So, coming from someone that understands that, and that's how I think, I agree with stricter border protection laws and things like that. I agree with that. And I do get it where it's like, oh, well, this country is pretty much everybody's an immigrant. Everybody's mixed race. Nobody's from America. That is true. That is true when you look back at the roots. However, this is what we're dealing with now. These are the laws now. We can't go back in time. We can't rewind the clock or anything. We have to do what we have now. And we have to protect this land before we go anywhere else and protect other people. If I'm not good at my own house, how am I going to go out and help you? If my bills are not paid, but I'm helping you pay your bills, then what I'm doing, I'm a suck out. I'm a look out. And that's the problem that America has. We're too busy saying to everybody else instead of trying to focus on the shit we got here. We got hunger here. We got homelessness. We got our own wars going on right here. Every single day. And yet we can't get proper food. We can't get healthy food. We can't get healthy water. Simple shit as water. Our education system sucks. Our just everything about America is we're reaping what we sow. And I think I even talked about this on the episode. America's never going to get better until they reap until it's fully done reaping what is sown into what has happened with the Western civilization of slavery and everything that's gone into that to put on this country, to be put onto this country. It's almost like blood money. Ain't nothing good gonna come from it. This is blood land. Ain't nothing good coming from it, as we can see. Just saying. But I'm not faulting anybody, but the aspire to be better, be a better United States citizen, I'm all for. I'm all for. But I'm not on the side of Republicans, I'm not on the side of Democrats, I'm not on the side of America. I'm on just the side of right. No matter who you are. Whether you are a United States citizen, whether you are from South America, Central America, whether you're from the Asia, UK, whatever the fuck, whichever of the 7 continents, and I'm going to say it's actually 6 because there's nobody really that lives in Antarctica except for animals, but you get what I'm saying. Whatever continent you living in, as long as you're on the side of right. Don't have no allegiance to your country, have an allegiance to just doing what's right at the end of the day. Because I'm not loyal to America to a fault, and I'm just going to be honest with that. I'm just not. I'm not loyal to any countries in Africa, any countries in Asia, any countries in North America, South America. I'm not. I'm on the side of right. The only person I'm actually at the end of the day loyal to is Jesus the Christ, God, and me. That's it. But don't let this man in this election ruin that, y'all. It is what it is. He won. Move on. Okay? Move on. Just go about your life. Just be the best person you can be. And just watch him not hold himself accountable to or hold himself or other people accountable for what he said he's gonna promise or do. But then again, he's a politician. All the motherfuckers are politicians. They promise shit and they never get shit done. That's just what it is. That's why I'm like, I should become a politician because shit, I wouldn't get shit done either. But yeah, y'all. I'm through talking. I done talked long enough. So we're going to move on to our fun fact for today. I ain't going to lie, I'm a little ill prepared, so I'm going to look up somebody. Let's see, who we going to talk about today? Sorry. We're going to talk about Frederick Douglass. That's who we're going to talk about. Now, if y'all, I'm sure a lot of y'all don't know, y'all know who Frederick Douglass is. He worked closely with Abraham Lincoln, who was born in Cordova, Maryland in February 1818 and died in Washington, D.C. February 20th, 1895. He was a American social reformer, abolitionist, and orator, a writer, and a statesman. He became the most important leader of the movement for African American civil rights in the 19th century. Sorry, my bad. And the funny thing is, remember I talked about this, I think I maybe mentioned this, where the arc of where Republicans became Democrats and Democrats became Republicans of today, which is so weird how that, and fascinating how that happened. He used to be, he escaped from slavery in Maryland in 1838. And so since then on, he's fought to revolutionize freedom in America. He went on to be one of the most important people connected to the Reconstruction movement, to the Emancipation Proclamation, all that stuff that Abraham Lincoln was able to get passed through Congress. He had one of those people that had a hand in that is Frederick Douglass. So my hat's off to you, sir. I thank you for your generosity, your candor, your selflessness, boring yourself upon the black race, the African race, to fight for freedom for us when they've already had freedom and stated that all men are created equal, but yet they say that we're not, and holding them to the banner of that. So I appreciate you, sir, and we thank you for all of your generosity. We thank the Douglass family, and we will continue to uphold your honor and your history and your legacy to the end of human civilization. So I want to thank you, sir, for that and all that you've done. I thank y'all so much for watching this episode of the Analytical Eye Show. Happy New Year's once again. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok until they probably ban it on the 19th of this year, I guess, at Javier Vassal. And then you can follow the show on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at the Analytical Eye Show, and on Twitter at iAnalytical. I will see y'all on another episode of Analytical Eye Show, and I will see y'all on Wednesdays and Sundays until we get caught up on season 4. I thank y'all so much. Peace and love and cheers. Have a good day, y'all. The Analytical Eye Show is presented by Analytical Eye Productions, a AAVR company.